Previously on One Life to Live.
I don't think that you've ever loved anybody before.
I have.
I'm so glad that I could be your surrogate. If you're pregnant. I gotta tell Carrie, the baby's father's a total stranger.
I have the divorce papers.
There, it's done. We're getting married. Christian?
Jen's pregnant. Here we go again. Heroic Henry rescuing lovely Liz from big bad RJ.
Liz, why don't we go someplace where we can talk about it?
Well, cut me out. Keep me out of the play, don't you?
RJ, stop it. I'm not having this conversation with you. Not here.
No. First, you cut me out of Carrie's life. Now you're going to cut me out of Liz's life? I mean, is this what they teach at law school? How to avoid messy paternity issues by showing the woman how to hide their child from the man?
Stop it. Don't blame Hank.
Why not?
Because it was my idea to keep the truth about Carrie from you.
Well, I'm sure good old Henry did his part. He looked me in the eye and kept me in the dark for years, didn't you, Henry?
Yes, he did. Sometimes it's best to keep the truth secret from everybody.
So what are you saying, that we're having a baby?
No. Not us.
But you might be pregnant?
Antonio, it's so complicated. You see, for a very long time, before Steve died, he and my mother were trying to have a baby. But she has a very serious heart condition and she can't carry a baby to term. It could be fatal for her.
Well, then why would they even consider it?
Well, they were going to have someone else carry the baby to term for her.
You mean like a surrogate?
Exactly. And while I was in Chicago, my mom discovered that she was pregnant.
Which isn't good because of her heart condition.
And the surrogate wasn't available. So I volunteered.
What are you saying, that you're having your mother's baby? Hey.
You know, Sam, this isn't a good time. I'm in the middle of trying to write an editorial.
Really?
Yes.
What editorial?
Okay, you have my undivided attention. What do you want?
Well, first off, I promise I would deliver these.
Roxy Holden. Roxy Holden, Roxy Holden, Roxy Holden. Wait a minute. You didn't have anything to do with it.
No, I couldn't care less about Roxy Holden.
Okay, then. Me either. What's so important?
You? I'm guessing you had a rough time last night after signing those divorce papers. Did you get any sleep?
I'm not a fragile flower, Sam.
I never said you were a fragile flower. In fact, I think you're the strongest, most amazing woman I've ever met.
Roxy? Roxy, are you here? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, baby cakes, I'm back. Did you miss me?
Oh.
Aren't you gonna say good afternoon to your little wifey poo?
Oh, I hate when...
Natalie?
Christian.
I've been looking for you. Look, there's some explaining I need to do.
No, there's nothing you need to explain. Jen's pregnant, and you're gonna marry her.
No, I'm not.
You mean
mean it's not true? Jen's not pregnant? Christian, tell me this was all just a bad dream.
What to do when you're expecting? Jen, are you pregnant?
I really wish you hadn't seen that.
But I did. Jen, sweetheart, what's going on?
Jen, what's up? What's wrong?
Since we are checking up on each other, how did you sleep last night, Sam?
Lousy. My mind was racing. I was tossing and turning.
I'm sorry.
You mean that?
Of course I mean that.
Then come with me.
What?
Let's forget about all this. Let's get out of here for a while.
Sam, I have some responsibilities
So
here.
do I. I've got a ton of work. But have you seen what a beautiful day it is outside? It is probably the most incredible day we'll have all season long.
So?
So what are we doing cooped up in these offices? Let's drive out to Lantano Mountain. Or drive to the state park or wherever else you can think of. Let's just enjoy it.
What about our work?
Well, we'll do it later.
What about our kids?
We'll pick them up after school and have a picnic.
I haven't had a picnic since...
And if you prefer, we could leave the kids with Suzanne or Marianne and let it just be the two of us. What do you say?
I don't know. What do you want?
Just the two of us.
I am gonna hate myself for asking this, but what's with the nun get up?
Do you like it?
I've seen you look worse.
You want to come to confession?
Nuns don't do confession, priests do.
Oh, see, I thought, maybe this might be a thing. If you know what I mean. Different strokes for different folks.
You are kidding, aren't you?
No, I know it's a little kinky, but I thought it might remind you of that good woman. The love of your life.
You been drinking?
No, not a drop, but I've been putting on my thinking cap, and I figured it out. And I know that good woman is not Gabby or not Blair. So it had to be that ex-nun. What's her name? Maggie.
Maggie Carpenter?
Yeah, I figured it out. Man, believe me, it wasn't easy. But, this getup, it doesn't exactly show off my best features, if you know what I mean. But if you like nun, I can do nun. How about if I slap you on your knuckles with a ruler?
Maggie Carpenter was not the love of my life.
You're lying. Yes, she was. Yeah, she was. She was the nun.
And now she runs a clown school. Maybe you should enroll.
You just don't want to admit that I'm right.
Maggie Carpenter was not, I repeat, was not the love of my life.
You're not serious.
Very.
Okay, well, if she wasn't the love of your life, are you going to tell me who the love of your life was or not?
Not.
Fine. Fine, I'll do it without your help. Because Roxy Holden does not give up. Okay, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this if it kills me.
And I certainly hope it does.
Nothing's wrong, Alan. Fine.
You look kind of pale. If there's anything wrong, I really would love to help.
I don't want your help, and I don't need it. How many times do I have to say that? I love Christian. Stop stalking me.
I'm not stalking you.
Okay, then why did you follow me into the diner?
I didn't know you were in here.
So why'd you come in?
To get a cup of coffee?
Could you please just get him a cup of coffee to go?
With pleasure.
Jen, you gotta believe me. I didn't know you were gonna be in here, okay? But that still doesn't mean that I don't want to help you.
Okay, if you're not following me, then prove it. Take your coffee and leave.
Oh, that's not necessary.
Keep it.
All I need now.
How about I fix you a cup of chamomile tea? It'll calm you down. You don't need to be upset in your condition.
In my... You think I'm the one that's pregnant?
I saw the book, Jen.
Oh, no, that's not mine. It's my friend's. Yeah, she's worried that the father of the baby won't want to marry her, and that if someone finds out about it, it'll just be all over campus.
There's no friend. It's you. You're the one who's pregnant.
I didn't want anybody to know about it.
It's okay. It's okay. A baby, any baby, is a blessing. Of course, I think it's better when the couple is married first, but that doesn't matter. Christian loves you, and you love him. So why aren't you happy?
Look, Natalie, I know what Jen said, but I never told her that I was going to marry her.
But Jen is pregnant.
Well, you see, I went over there to break up with her, to tell her that I loved you, just like I promised. And then before I could say anything, she told me she was pregnant. And then we ran to the hospital to confirm it, and it's just...
That's true.
But Natalie, I haven't decided what to do yet. I told her that I needed some time to figure this out, you know?
You didn't tell Jen that you love me?
She was so happy, so thrilled about the baby. I couldn't just break her heart like that. Not then.
Jen really is pregnant.
I tell you, this has been so unexpected. I couldn't even think straight. I couldn't do anything till I came to you, till I found you. Natalie, you have to know, I don't want to marry Jen. I want to be with you.
How can you say that?
Because nothing's changed. I love you.
Yeah, but you're gonna have a baby with Jen.
Yeah, that's something I didn't plan, Natalie.
Oh, well, you sure had a huge part in it.
Yeah, I know. None of this is real. I don't even know how it happened.
Oh, well, I do. All the while you were falling in love with me, you were still sleeping with Jen.
Henry, why don't you try to be a good brother and give Liz and me a few minutes alone?
Why, RJ? So she can be on the receiving end of another one of your rants? I don't think so.
Look, I thought we'd already had this out in Carrie's office, but obviously RJ's got more to say. So let's finish it.
Are you sure about that?
No, enough. You heard the lady.
Liz, if you need me, I will be right over there.
Look, why don't you just go back to your office?
You know, RJ, not that it's any of your business, but I'm meeting with the dean of the law school.
Oh, well, please, don't let us keep you.
Don't forget it.
I can understand how you'd be angry, but I'm not sorry for what I did. Say what you have to say.
You may not be sorry, but... well, I am. I didn't follow you down here to attack you again. It's my brother. We have a volatile relationship, and when I saw you in his arms, well, I'm sorry.
Would you accept it?
But now, about not telling me about a daughter?
Look, you had a choice, RJ, between me and the streets. You chose the streets, and you wound up in prison.
Yeah.
I had to do what was best for me and for Carrie.
Yeah, but there's something else that you said that I'm just not clear about. About you being in love with me?
And And I kept trying to reach you because, of course, I wanted to discuss this with you first. But you were in your internal affairs hearing, and this had to happen so fast. And after losing Steve in that accident, this one chance for my mom to have his baby, it meant everything to her. Do you understand?
When will we know if the procedure worked?
Does that mean... Do you understand?
You want to take off work and take me on a picnic. Just me. No kids or anything.
You know what kept me from sleeping last night? You know what kept my mind racing? I was thinking about you. How's Blair doing? Is she upset? Is she awake? Is she sleeping?
I was awake all night. I didn't sleep at all, and then I came in here and I really need to write this editorial, and I kept staring at a blank page, and I can't even concentrate.
Well, there you go. That's why we have to go on this picnic.
Okay, let's go on a picnic.
So you are in.
Roxy, this really isn't a good time.
I don't care. I want to talk to you, and I ain't taking no for an answer.
I can't talk to you about this anymore. Christian's gonna be furious that you found out.
But this is my grandchild.
But nobody's supposed to know. Not yet.
Jen, I know this pregnancy wasn't planned, and of course, it's a bit overwhelming at first. But the two of you love each other so much. I'm sure that you've talked about the possibility of marriage and a family before. So maybe it's happening a little sooner than you planned. But you'll see. Every baby is un milagro, a miracle.
Only if both parents want it.
Don't you want it, Jen?
I do. I said both parents.
What? What, Christian doesn't want this baby?
He doesn't want me.
No.
He doesn't want to marry me.
No, Jen, I don't know what you're talking about. How could you be saying that? Christian loves you, and now with the baby coming?
I've known a lot of kids who've been raised by single mothers, Mrs. Vega, but I can't do that. If Christian won't marry me, I can't have this baby.
Natalie, please don't do this. We both know that we didn't mean to fall in love. None of this was planned. I was living with Jen.
Well, now you're gonna have a baby with Jen.
Well, I thought I loved her, but I don't. Look, Natalie, I don't know why things changed, but they did. I didn't plan on falling in love with you. It just came out of nowhere. Like I know it did for you.
Yeah, because you thought of me as a friend.
Well, I honestly thought I was helping you through a rough time. I wasn't. It was a lot more than that. And I kept pretending that it wasn't happening, but I couldn't pretend anymore. My feelings for you were too strong.
Why were you still sleeping with her?
I wasn't. Natalie, I swear to you, from the moment that I knew that I loved you, I haven't been with Jen, not that way. She must have gotten pregnant, I don't know, before.
You really mean that?
Natalie, I don't love her anymore. I love you. Only you.
Sam, could you give us a moment?
Yeah, I'll go pick up some things and come back.
Roxy, Mr. Rappaport and we've got some business to take care of, so make this quick.
I got one question, one answer. Who was the love of Max's life?
Me. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Wrong answer. It wasn't you, and it wasn't Gabby, and it wasn't the next nun, Maggie.
Well, then ask Max who it was.
Well, I asked Max, and he told me that she was kind and loving and giving. You know, like as if we know someone like that. And even if we did, what is she doing with Max?
Lunatic.
Hey, stop calling me names.
No, not you. I'm talking about the love of Max's life. Her name was Luna. In fact, I think lunatic best suited her.
So Maxie's got this thing for nutcases, huh?
Yeah, and she was a total flake. It was goddess this, crystals, that, fortune-telling, tarot cards, auras, whatever.
So was she running a con? I mean, was she on the level with this bunk?
She thought so.
All right, so the love of his life was this loony person.
Luna Moody.
She sounds nuttier than Alison Perkins.
She was. I really didn't like her much. In fact, I ran over her once.
Oh, I'd like to run her over. Where do I find her?
In the big crystal ballroom in the sky.
Oh, you're talking about that catering hall on Route 80?
No, I'm talking about she's dead.
She's dead?
Yeah.
She's dead? What am I supposed to do with that? You know, I mean, it's one thing putting on a nun's uniform or affecting some kind of fancy accent. It's another thing competing with the stiff.
My life has been such a mess since I lost you, Luna. Wasn't expecting you.
I remember that trunk. That's, Luna's, right?
Pulled it out of storage.
Wish I could put myself in storage.
Why, what's wrong?
I went to the stupid diner to get a stupid cup of coffee, and Jen accused me of stalking her.
Did you know she was there?
No, Dad, I didn't know she was there. I'm not stalking her. You know, every time I run into her, she freaks out on me. Dad, the girl hates me.
You know how sometimes it's hard for people that have been involved to be friends. I thought you accepted that.
Well, I'm trying to accept it, Dad, but it's really hard when she keeps on throwing all these mixed signals at me.
Mixed signals, what do you mean?
Dad, we made love.
I know, Al, but she and Christian were broken up. I thought you got past it.
No,
You gotta move on.
Not then. Recently, Dad. And don't tell me that it didn't mean anything, because it did, okay? We did it twice, and I didn't instigate it. She came on to me, Dad. She practically begged me to sleep with her.
Of course you'll have this baby.
I can't.
You're upset. You don't know what you're saying.
I know exactly what I'm saying. I will not be a single mother, Mrs. Vega. I can't.
Sweetheart, don't jump to conclusions. Just because Christian seems a little uncertain.
I can't go through a whole pregnancy with everyone just laughing and pointing at me, knowing Christian won't marry me. I'll just give it up for adoption. Maybe I just shouldn't have the baby at all.
Jen, no, God forbid, don't even think like that.
And I wouldn't even consider it if Christian were willing to marry me.
Let me talk to him.
No.
Why not?
He can't know that I told you all this.
Why?
Because no one's supposed to know. You're not even supposed to know I'm pregnant. Please, you can't tell him what I'm thinking about doing.
I know you love me. And I love you. But that's not enough. Not anymore.
Of course it is.
You're going to have a baby with Jen, Chris.
Natalie, I can still be with you and be a father to my kid. A lot of single or divorced parents raise their kids, and they do a really good job, too.
And is that really the kind of father you want to be?
Well, I'm not going to neglect my kid. I'm going to be part of his life, no matter what.
You're going to miss so much.
Well, not the important stuff. I won't let that happen.
And what about Jen? I mean, what if she gets so mad about us that she stops you from seeing the baby?
Jen's not going to do that.
Really? And what about her mother? What if she gets involved? And she will. Mrs. Rappaport has hated you for a long time. She could convince Jen to move away from Landview.
Jen won't let her do that, Natalie. She wouldn't.
Are you sure about that? You could wind up following Jen everywhere just to stay near your child.
That's not going to happen. Okay, Jen and I will work something out. I'm sure we will.
And what if you can't work it out? Look, I grew up without a father. And I can't be responsible for putting an innocent child through that. Are you gonna get that?
Whoever it is can leave a message.
What if it's Jen? What if it's about the baby?
Hello?
Christian?
Mom, this isn't a really good time.
I don't care. I need to see you. Now. It's urgent.
Well, I certainly didn't expect to spend my honeymoon with a pregnant bride.
That's not what I had in mind either, especially since it wouldn't be our baby.
And selfishly, I kind of wanted you all to myself for a while.
Well, right after I would give birth to this baby, it would go straight to my mother, right along with all the responsibilities. And then we could wait a couple years to start our own family, like you told your mother that you wanted to.
That's true.
Do you hate me?
Do I hate you? I could never hate you.
This is so much to ask.
Look, Carrie, what you're doing for your mom is just more proof that you are the most loving and generous woman I've ever known.
So you're really okay with this?
100%.
Oh, Antonio. I am so lucky.
Did you really doubt I would understand?
This is just so big, you know, and I couldn't reach you to discuss it with you. And I mean, I felt like you would understand, and I told my mom that you would understand, but I didn't.
And I love you.
I love you too. And this whole conversation might be moot because it's too early to know if the procedure worked.
No, it worked. I can tell.
What do you mean?
Look at you. I mean, you're glowing. You're more beautiful than ever. If that's possible.
Yes, I was in love with you. You knew that.
I thought so at the time.
And then you just disappeared?
Not by choice.
Well, I was devastated. And then I found out I was pregnant. Oh, I was so scared. I was just a kid, remember? And I called Hank to try and find you when he told me you were in prison. But you'd at least have the guts to tell me yourself.
I thought you knew.
I didn't.
Maybe I was a little scared too. And ashamed.
R.J. Gannon. Ashamed.
Look, you knew some of the stuff that I was into, and I knew that you didn't like that world, but that was my world.
You just disappeared.
Look, I was trying to protect you. You were the bright, lovely part of my life. I didn't want you to have to deal with the other part.
You never even gave me a choice.
I thought if it all went wrong, you'd be better off without me.
You were right. I was. So was Carrie. Wasn't easy being a single mother all those years. And then I met Steve. It's like a fairy tale. He took good care of us.
Carrie speaks very highly of him.
He was a wonderful father, stepfather, and a wonderful husband. He loved her very much.
I love Carrie very much, too. And I could have been a wonderful father if I had a chance.
Maybe.
There is no maybe about it. If I had a loving wife And the beautiful daughter waiting for me at release? Who knows how differently things might have turned out?
For whom?
For me. For you. For Carrie. For all of us.
So maybe you could give me a clue about how to do an end run with this dead loony person?
Excuse me, Roxy, but if you were having problems with Max, please solve them yourself.
Hey, lady, don't PMS on me, okay? I just thought you could afford to give me a couple of hints
I
here.
just told you who the love of Max's life was. Now, look, I've got a business to run here, Roxy.
Well, I'm not leaving until you give me some info.
Oh, sorry. I thought that you'd be finished by now.
And she's not leaving until she gives me some answers.
Roxy, please, I'm asking you to leave. I need you to leave.
Hey, honey, I just need help from a sister.
A sister? Well, why don't you go check St. Anne's?
I'm not talking about that kind of sister. Oh, you think I'm a nutcase, too?
If the shoe fits.
No, Roxy, please. I'm just asking
watch
you to
it,
leave
Blairsie,
here.
because, I've been doing a lot of research, and you got some Looney Tunes in your family.
Now,
Okay, that's
Wait a minute,
it.
what are you doing here?
Okay,
Hey, put me
my time's
down.
over.
I'm gonna charge you with assault and battery.
I'll be back.
Hey, and also sexual assessment. Hey, come on, put me down!
What's going on, Mommy? What was the origin?
You and Jen and your baby.
You know?
Yes, I know. Why didn't you tell me? And don't blame Jen for my finding out. It was a total accident. She didn't want me to know, and she didn't want me to tell you anything either.
I go find Jen.
No, Christian. I can't stay quiet. This is about my grandchild.
No, Mommy, this is about my life.
Christian, look, I don't want to push you into something that you can't live with, but I don't understand how you're thinking.
I know.
I don't understand your hesitation to marry Jen. You love her so much.
No, Mommy, I'm in love with Natalie.
Everything's working out perfectly. I'm gonna punish all of them. Al won't get to raise his own child. Christian will be forced to marry me and raise someone else's kid without even knowing it. And Natalie will have to give up Christian forever. Each of them will get exactly what they deserve.
Oh, boy.
So how'd you get rid of her?
Put her in a cab and slipped the driver a 20 and said, make sure you take her anywhere but back here.
Thank you. I thought I was going to have to call security.
Yeah, well, we lawyers, we get accustomed to dealing with difficult cases.
Well, my guess is Roxy Holden is probably the most difficult, huh?
Actually, no. You, for example.
Wait a minute. I am not difficult.
Yes, you are.
Why? Because I was a little conflicted about divorcing Todd?
I have a law professor who used to drum into me over and over again. Rule number 1, never get personally involved with a client.
Are you saying that we are personally involved, Mr. Rappaport?
Sam Rappaport. When? I thought this was over with, too. All right, just don't say anything. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Another difficult client?
Yeah, you might say that. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on. We can do another picnic another time. I can see the sky, and I can write my editorial at the same time.
I'll call you.
You and Jen had sex recently?
Yes, Dad. Twice. And don't tell me it didn't mean anything, because it did.
Al, I'm sure it meant something to you.
No, it meant something to both of us, Dad. Jen told me that I was the only man to ever make her feel safe.
Maybe it doesn't mean the same thing to her. Al, look, I'm sorry. Just need to understand that it...
How do I make it the same for her, Dad? How? There's got to be some way.
Look, it's a very hard thing to learn, but you can't make people feel what they don't feel.
But she did feel something, Dad.
Sometimes you just gotta let go.
Really? How do you do that, Dad? How do you just let go? How did you do it with Luna? How did you forget somebody that you loved so much?
You never forget. You just kind of find a way to keep moving forward with your life without them.
You're troubled. Well, that don't take a mind reader.
How can Madame Camille help?
Well, I gotta get in touch with someone. Long distance. The name is Luna Moody.
Listen, my meeting with the dean was canceled, so, Liz, what do you say we grab some lunch?
I can't. I'm supposed to meet Carrie in her office. I'm already way late. Goodbye, RJ.
Couldn't you see that we were in the middle of something?
Yeah, RJ, I saw. I saw that you've never gotten over Liz.
I am the luckiest girl in the whole world to be engaged to such a wonderful, understanding man.
No, I'm the lucky one.
And you are absolutely, truly, and really okay with this, and you wouldn't change it if you could.
And I am truly, really, all that stuff you said, okay with it. And I wouldn't change a thing. Except, maybe one.
What?
Well, if I had one wish,
You'd wish.
that baby you're carrying is mine.
Oh my God.
Stay tuned for scenes from the next One Life to Live.
On the next One Life to Live.
Hey, Luna! Hey, Luna, are you in there?
This happened twice? Both times the same?
Who are you talking to? You heard me? You're willing to risk the life of your child for something that just happened?
What have I done?
Love to dish the soaps? So do Lisa Rinna and Ty Treadway, the new hosts of Soap Talk, the talk show only SoapNet could do. Catch it weekdays at 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. Click SoapNet.com for more info. SoapNet, every day a new twist.